Hey everybody, sorry Johnny was having some internet problems and Google's going through a lot of changes and so I offered to pop off the Conundrum tonight on my channel and so here we are and it is post inauguration day and we should all be turning back flips if you're able to do that. I can't do that, but anyway, um, here we are and got a few guys here and we're going to bullshit around and talk about how happy we are that this was like being old waiting on Christmas. I didn't think this day would every fucking come. It just seemed like forever away. Even after Trump won, it was like, geez, it's going to take us forever to get to January 20th. and, it finally happened. So all the conspiracy theorists that said that Obama was going to declare martial law, all these things were possible. You know, this was going to happen, that's going to happen. None of it freaking happened, and Trump is now our president. And I mean, he could royally screw the pooch and be the worst president we ever had. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a good 4 years, and I at least hope. I have optimism. You know, I mean, compared to what we had, compared to what the other alternative was, Hillary, this shit's got to be better. And so with that, that's my intro. And Blue, what do you think?
Well, I've only caught the inauguration speeches since Bush Sr., so that's not very many presidents' inauguration speeches that I've watched. However, watching today's, I agree. Just listening to him talk, listening to him speak about where he wants to take the country, how he wants to give it back to the people, take away the government power, take it out of DC, give it back to the people. I loved every minute of that, especially whenever they would cut to Obama or Clinton or even some of the Republican Party, and they were grimacing. I mean, actually grimacing while he was talking about how that, basically, yeah, Washington has reaped all the benefits and the powers to be in Washington. However, it has not trickled down to the people. And that was a great, I thought it was a great speech. And the greatest part of the speech, and I know I'm going to screw up the quote that I felt is that if your heart is filled with patriotism, there's no room for, oh shit. If your heart was for racism and stuff like that. I mean, it was something along that line. And I really thought that was great because, and it's 100% true. If everybody comes together as one, as a country, the racism stuff's going to go away. It's going to go away. And I thought that was one of the greatest points that he made. And then we have these idiots, right before the parade going out and, doing their stuff. But yeah, I agree. It was like being 10 years old, knowing that you're going to get a rifle for Christmas and just having to wait. And once you get it, man, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And that fist bump thing that he kept doing, that's how I felt during the entire speech. So I'm tickled. That's all I got, man.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. I was at work today, so I missed the inauguration. I mean, his speech, and I missed him getting sweared in. I had a machine broke down, and it worked. It actually pushed back my lunch schedule, and I had to go run and grab something to eat to come back. And he's already done his speech, and he's already been sweared in. And I was like, break room, we got TV playing. I really wanted to watch that, so I'm gonna have to watch it later.
Yeah, definitely. TR, go back and watch that speech. I mean, I don't care if you like him or hate him. Even if you hate him and you just kind of took in what he actually said, it was a great speech. I really think it was a great speech.
From everything I've seen, because I've seen snippets from it, and I've seen people talk about it, it sounded like a good speech, and I'm definitely going to go back and watch it. I just hadn't had time. I got home 9 o'clock, blah blah. Trying to catch up on stuff, and I hadn't had time to watch the speech yet, but I will watch it. And with that being said, we'll get into all this. I'm going to let everybody do an intro. Johnny, didn't mean to, but somehow I hijacked your chat because you was having problems, and so I'm going to let you do an intro.
Yeah, appreciate you taking it over because my YouTube was kicking me out, would not let me start it to save my life. Almost didn't get in on this end until I thought to delete all the temporary files. That being said, glad to see everybody here, and happy Trump Day. Yeah, and I agree with Blue. The speech was awesome. I was able to watch it today. Had to go back to watch the swearing in because I missed that part from being about and about. But it was a good day, and I liked, once again, like Blue just got through saying, I enjoyed seeing their faces grimace during his speech, and Obama twitching his eyebrows and such. It was awesome. So I guess as far as that goes, but sometime another, I have got to read y'all a little Facebook conversation I had today with a fucking libtard idiot. It's fucking awesome. So y'all gotta indulge and let me read some boring shit. But I think y'all appreciate my extreme sarcasm, how I shut his ass down. So.
All right, we'll do that next. I'm gonna let Pops Quest do an intro if you'd like to do one. I don't know if Misfit's back yet or not. So.
Yeah, I'll do an intro. I meant to do a celebratory, 45 shot thing for Trump. I was thinking about doing some shots right now. Y'all want me to take some shots right out the window here?
Yeah, at all times.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, hang on.
Headphone
This will be my intro. So when I'm done these shots here, you send it to the next person here.
Our first chat pop off. That was awesome.
Bravo.
It was highly controlled environment out there. I only think I grazed the truck rear view mirror just a little bit, but it's all good.
I would do that too, but I think my wife would be pissed if I started shooting holes in the basement walls.
Anyway, last time I tried to get on from my hotspot, it didn't work, so I'm happy to be here.
You coming in loud and clear. That's awesome. That was our 21 gun salute to Trump as the new president.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Misfit, are you back yet?
No, I haven't been here the whole time.
Anything?
Just on top of everything else, it feels good to sit here and know that you have a president that's not actively campaigning against my rights on a daily basis. Like, he's not sitting there just writhing his hands together thinking of ways to fuck with my Second Amendment rights. And it just feels pretty good. Feels good, man. If anything, we have a president, if I can take him on his word, and by the initial actions I've seen so far in Congress and the Senate, he seems to actually be pushing back a little bit, which is ungodly rare. I mean, super rare. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. And he's a big fan of the First Amendment, too. If you don't believe me, go read his Twitters.
Yeah, he ain't afraid to run his mouth, and he thinks we have that right too. So yeah, absolutely. Well, Johnny, if you want to go ahead and do that, reading that post you was talking about, go right ahead. It'd be hard to top Pops,
Yeah.
but go right ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's having to play second fiddle. It ain't always the good thing. But all right, me and I was reading a banter back and forth between an actual friend of mine from the Navy and some guy named Derek on his Facebook today, and the guy was obviously a libtard and a huge Obama fan because his icon is Obama. And my buddy told him, says, well, you got to give him a chance to really know how it's going to go either way. And the guy made this stupid statement, which set me off in the conversation. Keep in mind now, today was the first day, midday before he was even sworn in. He said, we've already given him a chance for about 2 months now, and it's been devastating. This administration will be the shittiest in a long, long time. So the only thing I could think of to say, just because I just thought it was so stupid, I said, better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and to remove all doubt. Or to dumb it down for those that need it, it's better to keep your mouth shut and appear stupid than open it and remove all doubt. So his comment back to me was, Johnny, careful whom you insult. So in my normal fashion, I laughed out loud. I said, what are you going to do? Cry and threaten me with your keyboard? Shut the fuck up. So he says, no, I'm going to act like an adult man and use objective truth to inform my opinions. I am big enough to know that holding a differing opinion doesn't make someone stupid. Please be civil, because civility is on the line. So I said civility. I call it a question mark. I call it as I see it. Stupid ass blanket statements make you stupid. His reply was, well, I'm not going to cry or throw my keyboard, which I didn't say nothing about throwing the keyboard. So you're clearly not calling it like you see it. Stop being a bully. It's a bad color on you. And I said, safe places, safe places. Someone get this man a safe place.
Well, what happened there is essentially you had someone who was going to try and bully you with the be careful who you threaten, try and be maybe the tough guy or whatever. I don't know what his point was there. Besides, that was a veiled threat.
Right. And exactly.
When he realized that it wasn't going to be had, or just laughed off, or not taken seriously, or he just weren't going to back down, he flipped the victim card over. Well, hold on, be civil. Like, why are you so hostile? You're bullying me. Yeah,
exactly. Yes. And then he goes, you clearly don't know me. So I quoted, stop being a bully. Quote, all I need to know or would ever want to know. And then the motherfucker quit talking to me. Because like you just said, he tried to make a veiled threat. And when I punked him, and then he wanted to backpedal and say I was the bully. And just as I said, safe place.
Johnny, whenever you get a chance, I need you to send me your address. I've got a golden safety pin I'd like to send you. You can pin it right to your lapel, just so people know that you're safe to talk to and approach.
Right, exactly. I'm very open to conversation. Very open to conversation, but don't make a fucking veiled threat to me, because I'll send you my motherfucking address and a ticket.
Hey, Blue, I don't need that safety pin Just so you know.
I don't know if it's really off
No.
topic, but just think of the amount of weird, creepy people that are tagging safety pins on them now just so people will approach them. Like, don't worry, I'm safe. You can talk to me. Like, seriously, I mean,
I think a little girl wants some candy.
I'd wear a safety pin, but they don't allow us to buy hand grenades with a pin in them. I mean, I'd pin one of those on me if I could, but I can't buy one. So, you know.
Amen.
Can't you still get them those dummy grenades and stuff with the pins in them at the gun shows for like $10-15?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can get dummy ones, but I want a real one.
Yes.
Run your mouth here.
Hear that lovely sound? Ding! Oh shit!
I found out recently that I can buy surplus CS grenades for 37mm launchers, like the stuff they use in prisons and stuff like that. So it's made me really rethink the whole 37mm launching tube. Because now that I can actually buy CS grenades, I'm interested.
No kidding. They're still not nearly as cool as the 40mm real
Oh
ones.
no. But come on,
I mean, CS grenades or anything like that used outdoors. I mean, you got to have a shitload of them to have an effect. They're really. I don't know if they're. I mean, because all you got to do is run 6 foot that way, and then But in a confined building, they can really wreak havoc.
I would say plug it through somebody's window though, and then watch how that goes.
Drive by, bitch.
Well, now I'm guessing by that you'd be on the offensive, which is a different story altogether. So that's their time may come, but
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, but talk about your conversations. Every once in a while, I get sucked into a conversation on Facebook. That's usually where I get it. I tend to run off at the mouth and voice my opinion, and it's usually, I mean, if they piss me off or made me want to say something, I probably should just shut up and not say anything, but I can't help it. I interject and end up telling people to fuck off and stuff like that. I can't help it.
I can't tell you how many times on like YouTube or G Plus or Facebook I've typed out like a long, pissed off, like fuck you response to something, stopped, reread it, and it's like, it's not worth the fucking argument. Just delete the fucker and move on with your day. Like, I've done that so many times.
But in a weird way, after you're done doing it and you backspace it the whole way up, you still feel just a little bit better.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I could have told you.
The last one I had was over our governor, Haley. And there were some people blasting Haley, and it was some local people, South Carolina. I mean, I don't know them personally. I just know them through Facebook. And they were blasting Haley, and I was like, what the fuck, And it had to do with the Confederate flag. In which, I mean, I think it should fucking fly on the state house grounds or whatever, but I understand why it was took down. And I actually done the research on why it was put up. And these people hadn't. And that's what I was trying to educate them on, is why it was put up to start with. And they were just fucking blasting my ass. And I ended up telling them to go do their fucking research and know their fucking facts before they run off at the fucking mouth and blah, blah, blah. I probably made a complete dick out of myself, but I was serious. I mean, because I had to do the same thing. I was like, okay, why was it put up? And I did all the research, and it was actually put up for the wrong reasons. And it was like, I can't really support this knowing the truth, if you do your research, know the fucking truth, then you have to kind of step back and say, okay, I get it, you know. But you can't just be blindly thinking, you know, whatever. I mean, you got to do your research. And if it was put up for the wrong fucking reasons, admit it and concede, you know, and that's what I did. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that because we're talking about Trump.
Yeah, let's change the subject to Trump. I was really, I'll watch it again on YouTube, I guess, but I didn't get to see the speech, but it was really cool. I had to go see my accountant whose office is towards this way, and I got in the truck to come the other hour up this way, and it started right then, and I'm like, oh shit, I got an hour, and I had a serious, I had my Fox news on the serious thing, so I got to hear it all live. It was an awesome what was his speech? Only like 20 minutes or so. It was pretty short, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the hell it was. But
16.
yeah, by the time I got here, it was done. The whole thing. So like I timed it perfectly. I got to hear the speech and all the blessings and all that crap, and then it was over, and I got the hell out of the truck. I'm like, man, that's pretty awesome. So I enjoyed it. I just didn't get to see it.
I heard the lovely Rachel Maddow over at MSNBC compared his speech to Hitler, essentially saying all the America First talk reminded her of Nazi Germany. It's like, wow, that is a fucking reach. And that's also a third grade political debate. Yep. Everyone I don't like is Hitler. That's like literally the most freshman year of community college fucking argument you can make. Like, go fuck yourself.
I don't care to hear any of the commentary of those fuck stains. I really don't. I know it makes for good conversation, and I'm not downing you for bringing it up. But man, I don't give a fuck what those people say, think. I don't want to talk about it. Not that you can't, and I'm not, saying don't talk about it, but I don't give a shit. It's our turn to run this shit. Shut the fuck up, sit in the back of the bus like Obama said, and come along for the ride. Let's see what we can do. I don't give a shit what they say. I really don't.
Well, I think the mainstream, I shared a little video on Facebook because it showed, I mean, it was like Richard Maddow or whatever the fuck her name is, and all these other ones, and every one of them, they actually one of them or two of them, or at least one, called it a Hitleritarian speech. It was like, he said he wanted to put America first. He said he wanted to make America great. He said he wanted, what the fuck is my phone going off? Anyway, on and on and on. They were all, it was dark and nasty. And it's like you watch the little clips of the video and it's like, okay, he said he wanted to put Americans first. He said he wanted to, make America great. He wanted to create jobs. He wanted us to be proud of our country again. How in the fuck does that make him sound like Hitler? How is that evil? I don't get it.
It's absolutely not. It's just something to keep the snowflakes fucking pissed off and keep on this rant instead of, you know what? Let's just chill out just a little tiny bit. If you want to protest because you don't agree with it, protest. These fucking riots that are going on should be considered acts of terrorism, especially whenever you're on the parade route that the president's supposed to be coming down. Different story. However, yeah, this comparing it to Hitler, and no, there is no comparing this to Hitler. It is basically saying our government's corrupt. It's been corrupt for quite some time, and we're giving it back to the people. We're bringing it back to the United States. He spoke about jobs. He spoke about national security. He spoke about everything to make America great. Yes, he did say we're putting ourselves number one, but he also said every other nation should put themselves as number one as well. make yourselves number one, and then we can all come together and help each other when we can. But we have to focus on us. That's horrible. I can't believe he'd said such a thing.
Yeah, and he said he was going to eradicate radical Islam from the planet. Yeah. Took 8 years to fucking hear something like that. I mean, come on.
Yep. There's only one way to do that, and it is brute fucking force. You can't pander. You can't tiptoe around it if you're going to do something about it. And I'm a pacifist. I don't even like being in war. I've been in a war. I don't care nothing about it. But if you got an enemy that ain't going to stop until you fucking kill them, guess what you got to do? You got to fucking kill them all. I mean, I understand that. I get it. That's just the way it fucking is. You don't tiptoe around war. You fucking annihilate. That's what you do.
So what are the chances of Trump going through and just decimating the past 8 years of executive order? I mean, there's a few things that we know are going. But what do you think the chances are of him just going back and really just rewriting some history over the past 8 years or even longer?
I think it can happen. I know that tonight, right before I came down here, which this made absolutely no sense, he signed an order for, I forget who it was, because it was like a flyby thing, but looking at Obamacare, that he wanted individuals, I forget who it was, to take a look at it, to soften it up so whenever it's repealed, it's not such a big thing. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good, but I mean, it was an order that basically just look into it because this is coming down the pipe.
It was essentially assigning a group of people to start thoroughly looking into ways to dismantle Obamacare.
Right.
That's essentially what it is. He was essentially ordering, this is what I want done, start looking into it. It's not like he's writing or rewriting law. He's just, focus on this, please. Which is how executive orders should be. You shouldn't try and enforce law via executive order like our previous president did. So I'm all for that kind of use of executive order. That's great. It's when you try and essentially backdoor write law, that's when I start getting no. Which was essentially what Obama was doing with his importation bans of things and cutting off, certain companies. It had nothing to do with punishing the Russians. It had nothing to do with this. It was all about cutting down the numbers of available guns to civilians. It was backdoor gun control by all means, no question about it. I mean, if you think for a second that a giant like Kalashnikov concern relies on the American market to make its money, you're kidding yourself. That's just a drop in the bucket. It was purely about punishing American gun owners.
I don't know. We got to be the biggest damn market on the planet, though, right?
We are, but the thing is like Kalashnikov concern, they've never really focused heavily on the civilian market. Like the Segas were a huge afterthought for them back in the day. While they obviously did make a lot of money off of us, and I'm sure they weren't happy to lose it by any means.
Yeah, because that's retail dollars right there. I mean, you got to look at the numbers and the way they're selling it. It might not have been what they wanted, but there might have been some damn good profit in there.
Oh, I'm sure it was, but they're not the kind of company where if they lose the American market, the company's going bye-bye. They're always going to be there no matter what.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, it had nothing to do with punishing the Russians, punishing their industry. It had everything to do with systematically cutting sources of supplies to American gun owners. That's what it was about. 100%.
Chipping away at our rights, plain and simple. Period. End of story. Yeah, absolutely. Never miss an opportunity, right?
Yeah, I think that I hope. I do really think that Trump's going to cut back on regulations on government bullshit really hard. He's going to go after that. I think that's going to be one of his first things, and allow entrepreneurs and small and large businesses to expand and grow their businesses. I mean, he's kind of already doing that. And well, maybe not done it yet, but that's his promises. And I see it happening. I know I read a story today. It was like break time. I had to work today, so I just caught what I could. But one of the things that happened today on any White House news releases or their paperwork, their whatever it is, stories going on or whatever, anything that said climate change was immediately removed at 12 noon today. Well, actually 11:59. There's not one thing, if you go to the White House press releases, stories, their newsletters, there's not one damn article that says climate change anymore.
Good. And I don't know how true it is, but a while ago when I was before I clicked off of Facebook, it's somebody had posted something up saying that the Attorney General, what's her name, had already been fired. So he's working, and we knew he would, because the motherfucker, they said that he works till over in the early morning, and he's the first one at the offices every morning in his own businesses. So that's awesome.
Yeah, Frank asked if he'd be able to kill the Federal Reserve. You know what? The Federal Reserve is so damn powerful. I don't think he can be able to do much about it. We'll see. I would love to see an audit of the Federal Reserve, but that beast has grown so big. I don't know that any one man can do anything about that.
Yeah, because there's still too many that wouldn't want to do it. But I tell you what, though, if there is a way, there's one man that can help him do it, and that's Ron Paul. He needs to make that phone call and say, Dr. Paul, I need you to have your ass up here and pack a bag for at least 2 weeks, because you're going to be in the neighborhood. You can stay in the Lincoln bedroom, but we got a lot of shit to talk about.
Okay, now guys, this is Johnny. On what you just said, I looked up Loretta Lynch, the Attorney General, and it says that yes, he did fire her back on November 21st, 2016. Anybody have any? And I mean, there's multiple stories on this.
Well, what he probably done is said, "Hey, look, come January 20th, I need your resignation sitting on my desk."
That might have been it then. Like I said, I didn't have time to click on it because I was trying to get back into the chat after. But because
he done that, he done that already for the entire Obama office crew, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that Obama hired, he, for staff positions and all that crap, they were supposed to have their resignations letters written by today, because he fired every single freaking person that worked for Obama. Yep. As far as staff that you could hire and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they said the White House was completely abandoned. There wasn't a single person there from the Obama administration to carry over it. They said that plenty of times.
Yeah, the only people that were left was the White House staff, as far as housekeeping, chef, and shit like that.
Obama did the same. Obama did the same thing with Bush's staff too.
Oh yeah.
And Obama tried to put his people in government positions, but one of the things that Trump, one story I read is he's clamping down when he starts. He's going to demand that every department cut back 10 to 20% of their staff, or spending at least.
Yeah, actually, I heard that too. Actually, the wife told me that he'd sent something out to all of the DC. If you have something to do with the federal government, he assigned individuals to basically go in and not knock them down completely to bare minimum, but if you have somebody that goes to get you food or that type of shit, they're gone. Those people are no longer going to be employed.
Yep. And people's going to say, well, he said he was going to create jobs, not lose jobs. Well, sometimes you got to cut the fat to be able to come up with the money to be able to create those fucking jobs. And if like you just said, Blue, if you have hired somebody to just simply go get you coffee and food all damn day, you're a lazy son of a bitch, and you don't, and that person didn't. That job shouldn't have been there to start with. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got no hard feelings on that.
What I was fixing to say is legitimate jobs.
Right. Yep. Those people in Washington can pick up the goddamn phone and call Papa Joe's or Pizza Hut just as like anybody else can.
Oh yeah, you can't tell me that practically every little food shop there in that DC area in that 10-mile range don't deliver or wouldn't deliver to the Capitol.
I heard they got them in the Capitol building, like they're like underground. They're like 10 different restaurants. They got their kitchens underground, and all they got to do is shove that shit upstairs. I don't know how true that is, but
I don't doubt it.
I mean, that's how you get to business. You don't. If you need somebody to get in a damn elevator, shit, come on.
The hell, they got Chick-fil-A's and Pizza Huts and shit in fucking high schools. I'm sure they're in the fucking White House. And, you got like, what is it? Oh, hell, I can't think. Some person got a job to just organize. Shit. No, I can't think. I ain't got my tongue. Like going out to not a rally, but like we're gonna go here and have a convention, so we need a project, fucking organizer or whatever. No, you don't. You fucking book the fucking hotel at Hilton or whatever, and that's it. You're done. I mean, you don't need a project fucking engineer for that shit.
Exactly. Hell, I booked my own hotels and rental cars and flights for all the shit, the traveling that I do for my job. So, and I guarantee you, I ain't making $200,000 a year like those senators are.
I just don't get the whole thought process that I've seen a lot on Facebook and social media. It's just being vilified for essentially cleaning house in the White House. I mean, every president since I can remember, I'm younger than all of you, so it's not many at all, but it's what happens pretty much every time you get somebody new in the White House is the place gets cleaned out. So why is it when it's just because they want to paint him as an asshole? I mean, I don't know. It's just funny how it only goes one way. And we all know why it only goes one way. It's just depressing to sit back and watch it just be so blatantly obvious in your face. And it only seems like 25 to 30% of the population can pick up on it. It's like everyone else just loves to drink the Kool-Aid, it feels like.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, unfortunately, for several years, I mean, and it's not just Obama's reign of power. I mean, there's been a trend toward this libtard,
pussification
of America. Yeah. And I think it's time we got to, and I think that's one of the reasons Trump got, voted in. It's like people are tired of this shit. People are sick and freaking tired of it. I'm tired of you being a little whiny ass bitch. You know, with your safe spaces and safe rooms and, oh, we got to pet ponies because we're upset. You know, guess what? You lose your job, your mortgage due, your fucking car payments due, your wife is sick. There ain't no fucking safe space. You got to fucking get up off your ass and figure out a fucking way to deal with this shit. That's life. We're dealing with life, not fucking pretend safe spaces. What the fuck is that? My only safe space is I go out and I blow off, 50 fucking rounds of ammo or something, That's just blowing off steam. That ain't a safe space.
I'm in my safe space right now.
Yeah. It's just so ridiculous. I mean, we're just wussifying our damn children, the next generations. And I think people are getting sick and fucking tired of it. And then we're seeing the video of it today at the inauguration. And I guarantee you 99.9% of those people, if you question them, they couldn't give you a fucking straight answer on why they hate Trump. They would spit off some shit. Oh, he's a racist, and he's a misogynist, and he's a homophobic, and blah, blah, blah. But, okay, well, give me an example. And none of them would be able to give you one fucking answer. They just heard it on the news.
Misogynist or not, I challenge you to find me one U.S. president in the past ever that wasn't a fucking misogynist on one level or another. Let's be honest. All men are a little misogynist on one level or another. Just fucking get over it. It's a fact of life. I'm sorry. It sucks. But it's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna come clean right here. I don't know what a misogynist is.
If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me. Somebody, if any of you know the correct definition, just go ahead and blurt it out. But it's like a womanizer, kind of, whatever. If I'm not mistaken, ain't that the term?
The definition itself, because I just pulled it up just so I can give you the exact definition, is 1, a person who dislikes, despises, or strongly prejudiced against women, or relating to or characteristics of misogynist. So it's the adjective. Let's be honest. Every once in a blue moon, if you're a fucking god, if you're a man, you hate women every once in a while. You just do.
No, I'm not a misogynist at all. I love women.
Oh, I love them too, but sometimes they fucking piss you off to the point where you hate them for a little while. Don't act like it's not true.
No, that's just a disagreement. That's not being a misogynist. I mean, being a misogynist. Okay, so now I've known the definition for like 16 seconds, and I can already tell you that that's got to be like a thing in your life. Like you're committed to that. The moment in time that you get pissed off at a woman, that doesn't define you as a misogynist. So I don't think there's anyone on this panel that would be defined as a misogynist.
No, because I absolutely love women, or at least like having sex with them anyway.
Yeah, and a disagreement. I mean, come on.
Actually, I do enjoy having conversations with women. The xenophobe thing. There's another thing. The xenophobe is like this.
Ooh, what's that? I don't even know what that is.
They call Trump a xenophobe, and is a extreme fear or hate of other countries and foreigners and all that. And it's like, okay, he's a xenophobe, but he's married to a foreigner. How does that work? He's been married to 2 foreigners, but yet he's a xenophobe. So evidently, you need to go look up the fucking definition of a xenophobe because you got it completely fucking wrong.
Yeah, that's how little I care about these people. I didn't know the definition of either one of those fucking things, and I don't really give a shit. I figure if you call me something and I don't understand the definition, then I'm not it. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I don't know what that means, so I'm going to assume it offends me.
Yes.
I
Well,
can't-
even the
can't be
racist
it.
thing.
I don't understand it.
Even the racist thing. Where do they get the race thing? And if they ask any of these snowflakes, they'll say, "Oh, well, he wants to get rid of immigrants." And it's like, no, that's not what he said. He said he wanted to clamp down on the illegal immigration. Ain't got a damn thing to do with race. Ain't got a fucking thing to do with race. I don't care if you're from fucking Zimbabwe or Mexico. If you're here illegally, you don't supposed to be here. Ain't got a goddamn thing to do with race.
What about Canada? Are we gonna allow them to come in?
Now, fuck Canada. We don't allow any Canadians here whatsoever. We can hate on Canadians. I mean, fuck, Luke's from there. Come on.
I'm just lucky I've got Lake Erie protecting me from all those snow Mexicans. So we all know they're afraid of water in its liquid form. They're more comfortable when it's frozen.
Right. That's funny because that's what Luke called it one night. Snow Mexicans or some shit like that. I like cracked up.
Yeah, but I've seen so many videos when they confront these snowflakes. They don't have one fact whatsoever. They can't tell you not one thing to justify their hate.
And not only the number or the two number one answers that you get from them on where they're getting their information from is news media, number one, and their college professors, number two. I mean, it's like parents need to check out their colleges before they send their kids. I mean, damn, you're going to send somebody out there as a big old patriot and everything else, and they're going to come back being a damn snowflake because of the Fruit Loops that they have freaking teaching classes anymore. I mean, I guarantee you, any of these colleges like that are doing these demonstrations or these protests, not going to class, not doing this, not doing that because they're so butthurt because Trump is now president. I don't care if my kid gets a full ride there. They're not going. They will not go to that college.
On a positive note, today when I was watching the parade procession, and there came the time where Trump and a couple of those generals were standing there reviewing the troops as the troops pass when they're marching through. Made me maybe a little extra proud because finally, after 8 years, I saw a president that knew how to properly salute the troops. First off, when he come out of one of those buildings, and two Air Force, what I looked like be like a colonel and a general met him. He stopped, paused, came to attention, put a fucking salute up. I'm talking about a proper salute, not one of these, but like this with the thumb to it like this. Held it, and he's supposed to release it first before they do. Held it for just a second like he's supposed to and released it. And then when he was standing there as the troops were coming by, his salute was still 100% squared away. I got tired of seeing Obama do this, do that, and all this other, mostly just this, the whole 8 years. Little fucking fruit.
Yeah, I seen when a little video. Like I say, I'm playing catch up because I had to work today. When Obama and Michelle was exchange at the White House, there was a couple of troops there, and they were saluting. And Obama never saluted them. Fucking Trump did.
Yeah, and he damn near stood for that entire parade that happened. I mean, almost everybody that walked by, he made sure that he acknowledged them. It was a thumbs up, it was a salute, it was a clap. You know, it was.
Yep.
the but it was always proper, and it's nice to see that. I mean, it really, really is. And we were talking. Did you guys see? And I'm not changing it up completely, but did you guys see the little video that's been put out where it's like Hillary catches Bill checking out Milena?
Yeah, I saw that. It's great.
I don't know what the hell he was looking at, but him, and then her staring at him, and then he does that eye glance and oh shit, looks away, and then she does that little.
Yep, I shared this shit all over fucking Facebook today.
Who knows what he was looking at? But I have never laughed so hard in my life.
He might have.
We've all got that look from our wife at one point or the other.
Oh yeah, but he may not have been looking at Melania, but he was. For a fact, old Bill was eyeballing and Google eyeing some chick, and that's why she cut him to dirty.
Hey, listen, man. There's no shame in checking out that woman. She's hot as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife, she could be next to me. I'd be like, damn, look at that shit right there. And she'd understand, my wife's cool. She'd be like, well, don't look too long. But yeah, you're right. She's hot as shit.
You're a homogenist or whatever the hell TR was saying.
Stop being homogenized.
A lycogenist.
Hell, Hillary should understand. She's a fucking bulldyke. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, she probably wasn't hating on Bill. She's probably be like, "That's my shit. That ain't yours."
Yeah, you have to admit Trump's wife is fucking hot as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a billionaire, I'd have something like that stand beside me too.
That's
right.
why the American people trust him. They're like, well, that fucker ain't gonna settle for like half doing shit. When he does shit, he does it right. I mean, look at just think about it, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, fucker does if he's gonna do it, he does it right.
Yeah, he don't half-ass do shit. If he's gonna do it, he does it. He sets his mind to it, and that's why I look forward to the next 4 years. And he may fall flat on his face, but I know he's going to give it a valiant effort.
Yep, I believe the same thing. He may go down in flames, but he's going to go down fighting in flames. And I can't wait till I can't wait for the first time he gets on a State of the Union address and starts calling out senators and representatives' names that's caught blocking the shit that he promised he would try to do. This asshole won't do it. This asshole won't help me. These others turn their back on me. They're making deals behind my back. All this bullshit. I can't wait.
And that's what America needs. That's what we need. Somebody to call these dickheads out and say, look, this is the plan. I've met with my staff and my, professionals, whoever, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they say this right here would do wonders for our country. Well, these dickheads don't want to fucking play ball.
Yep. Sometimes the truth fucking hurts.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. When you're the leader, you lay out a plan and you propose it, and everyone that opposes it, they get to tell why, and then you get to come back and say they oppose it because of this, and then you go, and that's bullshit because of this, and this, and then those assholes got to stand on their own 2 feet and defend that, or they get unelected, as I like to say. So he's gonna complete the circle, is the way I like to say it. As far as leadership goes,
right?
You don't leave any gaps in the system, and he's not going to do that. He's not going to leave no gaps.
That's the way I see it too. You're right.
A little bit of change of subject. I don't know if y'all seen it yet. There's this one Marine. He's a retired Marine. I mean, he's not an old guy. I mean, but you know, he's retired. Hell, he might be our age. I don't know. Anyhow, when all those bikers were coming in for the inauguration, he stood at attention in a salute for over 3 fucking hours to salute the bikers. And
he does that every time there's something like that going on where the bikers are coming in, because he's been in the news before. One time he stood up there with a broke fucking wrist in a cast and shit.
Yeah, he took the cast off. They said he still had the broke wrist when he was doing it for the Marines, and there were people like coming up and giving them water bottles and aspirin and stuff, and he would take it, but he would still have the salute going on. You know, they were trying to help him out and what have you, and some of the bikers would stop and get up and salute him because, you know, a lot of bikers are ex-military, and they understood what was going on. I thought that was a pretty little awesome side story to the whole thing. But anyway.
Now, did the bikers actually show up in DC today?
Yes.
Okay, because I saw the you know, the posts, everything that, you know, they show up, but I really was kind of, you know, in the back of my head, I was hoping that they would kind of show up where these little riots started breaking out. And where the cops were with their shields, the bikers would come up from behind, beat the fuckers over the head, drag them up to the cops, and say, "Here's this one. He's the one that was throwing rocks." And I didn't see anything.
They didn't quite. They didn't quite do all that, but they did break up one protest just as it was about to turn to a looting, like some of the other did. There was one article I saw on it today, but they didn't show none of it on any of the news networks, Fox, CBS, NBC, and nothing. But it was on, somebody had shared it on Facebook and G+. But one of those independent, like We Are Change guys, showed a picture where they were pushing them back away. So they did break up one, but I think they were there mainly as during the swearing in and speech thing, they kind of made a line in front of everybody. You know what I mean? I think that was their main goal. But afterwards, I did see that they did break up one little gathering group.
And I seen one video where a biker broke through their little wall with people where they're like, "No, you can't go through," and he broke through their ass and then started pulling his family members through it. And all these dickheads, little snowflakes, "Oh, you're on camera, and he's like, "I don't give a fuck. My name is," whatever his name was, Brian or whatever it was. He said, "My name's Brian. I don't give a fuck." And he kept pulling, you know, ripping the damn protesters apart and ripping his family members through. And the cops showed up and he was like, "Look, that's my fucking wife, and she's coming through this line. They're fucking, you know, blah, blah, blah," whatever he said. And he pulled his wife through and fucking walked off. And the police just, well, okay, whatever. Because this is my point. You have the right to protest. You can yell, scream, have your signs. I don't give a fuck. But when you start to impair on my fucking constitutional rights, your right to protest just stopped. You can't do that. You can't block a road. You can't block a fucking sidewalk. You can't whatever. You can be there and you can yell and scream whatever you want. But as soon as you start to impair on my constitutional rights, your right to protest just stopped.
Yep, your freedom ends where mine begins. Period.
And they don't get it. They think they can just be buck fucking wild and do whatever they want and stop people from doing whatever they're doing or whatever. No, that ain't the way it fucking works. You need to get you a copy of the Constitution and study that son of a bitch. And I think the police were really, they had a standoff even though there was tear gas used and stuff like that, they still had a really standoff approach to it. They were very kind to the protesters. Because one thing I read in D.C., you can't wear a mask in D.C. and be out on the streets and stuff. And I saw many people with masks on. And they just, try to keep the peace. They just let them do what they were doing. But what they were doing was illegal. What they were doing, a shitload, was illegal.
Compared to the
trying to.
Oh, good. Finish up.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, compared to the other protests that turned to riots, like what had happened today, especially on the parade route areas, the police, I actually thought, I mean, I agree with I didn't know about you're not allowed to wear a face mask and that type of stuff, but it was different than any of the other riots that we've seen in the larger cities. Instead of just walls of police standing there and slowly moving, they were actually, I don't want to use the word dynamic, because just me watching it, I was like, man, you know what? You got your line here of your riot police. Get another goddamn line of riot police on the other side of the fucking block. Squeeze these assholes, and if somebody's chucking rocks, you crack the fucker in the head, drag them behind the line, and you just start making the arrest. But I think that they were a lot more, quote unquote, dynamic as far as flashbangs, tear gas, and it was, instead of hours upon hours upon hours, they had that shit cleaned up relatively quick. I mean, it might have been an hour, but we're looking at what, 200, and I think the last I saw it was like 220 arrests. But so that's a lot of damn arrests in a time. But that's, I am full. If you like what you had just said, if you want to protest, you protest. That is your absolute God-given right. That is why you are an American citizen. But once that protest turns into a riot, or you are infringing on other people's freedoms, you have just now committed a terrorist act on home soil. Treat it as need be. And you start doing that, these assholes will stop. They're not going to stop if it's here's a ticket. I got a ticket. I got to pay $300.
Well, a lot of people, and a lot of those snowflakes that were out there, technically, Obama passed this. If there's Secret Service, and they may have been far enough away that this didn't affect, this might not have, been in effect. But if there's Secret Service, and this was Obama passed this, or, Congress, representatives, and Obama signed it. If there's Secret Service, it's a federal offense to have a protest with Secret Service present. I don't know if everybody knows that or not. So that means I don't care if it's a governor, representative, the president, vice president. If there's Secret Service, there's a barrier you cannot go beyond. And that's why all the protests probably were kept outside of the inauguration, because it's a federal offense to protest an event with Secret Service there. And the whole thing is, if Secret Service is there, they're protecting a representative or a president or whatever, and you cannot protest up front and close to any of these people. That's a federal offense. Now, y'all have to check it out. Look it up. It passed a few years ago.
I am, TR.
Right.
My question is how have we been painted as the militant right-wing extremists, the possible domestic terrorists? Like, how has that been going on for the past 8 years? When you look at the actual actions, look at what's actually happened. It's such a joke. I mean, it just goes to show you that the major news outlets have an agenda of who they want to paint as the bad guy. I mean, once again, it's just so frustrating to sit back and watch it be so obvious. It's just so frustratingly obvious. Like, they're not even good at hiding their agenda anymore. And I don't think they really give a shit at this point.
All right, yeah, TR, just to give you a little bit of background on it, it's absolutely 100% true. February 2012, Federal Restricted Buildings and Grounds Improvement Act was passed by the Senate by a unanimous consent, and HR 347 was approved by the House of Representatives, a lopsided vote of 399 to 3, and it was signed into law by Obama. So basically, it restricts access to the areas around the president, vice president, or any other under the protection of the Secret Service, which includes any type of, rioting / anything, really. I mean, if you're there to protest, you're screwed.
Bam. This fucking old redneck from South Carolina knows his shit.
HR 347, but just the way that the title of it, that doesn't, I mean, just the Federal Restricted Buildings and Grounds Improvement Act. That's what it's called, but yet that's what that falls under.
Well, that goes back to the Patriot Act. Sounds awesome till you read it. Yep. They always what do you call it? Sugarcoat the title of the bill to mask what it's really going to be about. Yeah,
that was one that I paid a lot of attention to because I thought that was a really fucked up bill that went through, and Republicans and Democrats passed that through. So it was like, wait a minute, we're supposed to, that's the First Amendment to, redress grievances to our government. It's like, what the fuck? You're kind of doing away with the First Amendment there. In a way, a part of it anyway.
399 to 3 is what the vote was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know the barriers I don't even know if it's wrote out that how far you have to be away from, say like the inauguration. I don't know how far you have to be away. I know good and well if you was within tens of feet of the president-elect as he was being inaugurated and you was protesting, you would have been in federal violation of that law.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
so that's probably why they had them blocks away and let them do what they were doing, even though they went apeshit crazy and started burning cars and flipping cars over and throwing bricks and all that. They were still a good bit away from the actual inauguration. What their intent was to disrupt the inauguration, as much chaos as they caused, they didn't have a freaking thing to do with it. It didn't affect it whatsoever. That was blocks and blocks away. All the mayhem that went on was way away from the White House or Capitol. So, yeah, they caused chaos, but they didn't interrupt the inauguration whatsoever, which was their intention, and it didn't happen. So, fuck you, snowflakes.
What are they even fucking protesting? He's officially been president for what, 6 fucking hours now? He hasn't even had the chance to do anything to affect you yet. Like, what are you even fucking protesting?
Yeah, but just like that idiot that I was talking about on Facebook today. He thinks he's been in charge for 2 months already. I mean, people are fucking stupid, man.
Like, don't get me wrong. I hate to be the downer, like, 'cause I'm actually happy about today. But at the same time, like, just the amount of stupid that it's brought out into the open, just for me to see, has been kind of fucking depressing at the same time.
What's
I'm
depressing
gonna-
is how many fucking morons we have in this country. You know, I
Right.
try to be optimistic, but I keep getting proven wrong that, you know, there's a shitload of morons in this country, and it's hard to overcome it.
And
Never
the dumb ones breed at a faster rate, I've noticed as well, and that's working against us in a bad way.
Even if you don't watch the whole movie, watch the beginning skit of it. What is it? Idiocracy? Idiocracy? Hell, I can't say it.
Idiocracy, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Idiocracy.
The movie Idiocracy, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Misfit, they're also the ones that are killing each other at a high rate of speed as well. So
We should just wall off Detroit and Chicago and just let it be like a modern day, like
I mean,
Coliseum gladiatorial fights.
you got to look at both sides of that statistic to make it really sink in, I think.
We need
Yeah,
to
we
go
need
ahead
to-
and let California succeed and let
Send them
Chicago
all there.
kill itself off.
You want to bring California as a whole under to heal? Cut the water off. They don't got no fucking water. That aqueduct that feeds them water, plug it off. Reroute it back to where it was originally going. Motherfuckers be like,
Y'all ever looked at that on Google Earth? How that shit all travels? It's pretty spectacular how they get their water and how far away it comes from. I mean, they're a sitting duck. It ain't at any given moment they're going to be seriously in a bad position.
Hell, even
Not
their
that they-
power, dude. In South Carolina, Kiwi tucks away our nuclear power plants are sending freaking electricity to California on the other side of the whole fucking country. Cut it off.
yep.
They don't want any coal burning plants. They don't want any nuclear power plants. They don't want anything. They don't have any huge lakes with hydropower. So they rely on the entire rest of the whole fucking United States to feed them power, water, everything.
I think the whole country should say, you know what? We love our coal energy, we love our nuclear energy, but since you don't like it in your state, we're not going to pollute you electronically with this horrible coal-produced electricity and this nuclear-produced energy and this hydroelectric energy, because we just don't think it would be morally correct. Have a nice life. hey, go spin up them windmills. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, I've been out there to California and other places where they tried that, just acres and acres of windmill farms, and 90% of them are not running, and then there's at least 5 to 10% of them that are broken, and the blades are laying at the foot of them. In all these places, it's crazy how they've let them just go to disarray, and you'll see 2 or 3 that are spinning, so you know the ones right next to it should be spinning too, but they just be acres of them turned off. The blades are stationary. Because they got a ways to lock that shit down, and they're not even using them because they I don't know, poor design or what, but
Well, they're maintenance nightmares, and not only that, but I got a buddy that runs an electrical company out in Texas, and he drove by one, and the whole thing was hit by lightning, and the electrical box was blown off its concrete block, and it was destroyed. I mean, without electronics in them things, they're just big freaking monuments to liberal shit, you know. But yeah, they're maintenance nightmares.
yep. So none of that shit's working.
I hate to do it to you, TR, but I got to bring it up. It's been an especially like Murica type week because we've had SHOT Show and the inauguration in the same. And for me personally, it's been fantastic. It's been a great week. And he's like, "Be right back. I'm out of here."
Hey, you leaving or are you just taking a break? Is he leaving? Okay, good night if he's leaving. I got a SHOT Show 2017 video coming up.
Did you go out that way?
No, a SHOT Show 2017 SHOT Show.
Oh God. Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, it's all about guns. I mean, don't get me wrong. Latest and greatest from SHOT Show 17. Stay tuned. It's going to be an epic video. But I'm not going to put up like 14 videos. I'm just going to put up one.
Yeah, what West Misfits talking about? I made a comment on Facebook, and I was like, "Get ready, YouTubers! The fucking SHOT Show videos are flooding in."
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that too.
And that is where you fucked up making your personal Facebook page in coherence with your personal life, because I saw there was a couple people, I don't know what the fuck a SHOT Show is or a YouTuber is. Like, that made me laugh so hard. I mean, just that one little comment from that fella. I think it was a guy.
Well, and you guys know I'm the gun nerd, so my sub box just exploded this week. I haven't probably watched 1/80th of the videos that hit my sub box this week. 30% of them are duplicates of the same product being shown 8 times, but I still like it. You get to see a lot of cool shit in 1 week.
Well, stay tuned for SHOT Show 2017 because you ain't never seen no gun like this. I'm telling you now.
Did you make a rubber band gun?
I don't know if anybody else is catching that. It's a SHOT Show. Is
Oh,
what
no,
you're saying?
Yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, it's cool that people can go to SHOT Show, and I understand it. If I went there, I'd probably make videos too. But it's just like, if you're a YouTuber and you're hitting your feed and you're like, okay, what videos do people put out? And it's like SHOT Show, SHOT Show, SHOT Show, SHOT Show, SHOT Show, SHOT Show. It's just like, fuck.
I like there's a few channels that, as opposed to releasing like 30 videos a day, like Gun Blast does it, I want to say Mixflip does it as well, where they'll wait till the end of the day, edit all their stuff together, and it's like day one at SHOT Show, and it's like a 20-minute video, and it's just, clips of each booth they go to that day, and it's just a much easier to watch, easier to digest format, as opposed to having to watch 1,000 2-minute videos, in my opinion. Half of them being duplicates.
Right.
So just, I don't know who I'm complaining to, but that's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll look at the headlines, and if it's actually something that I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, they're coming out with that, I'll click on that. It's just the fact that your whole feed gets filled up with it. That's the thing. I'm used to seeing, oh, look, I made fire with 2 sticks, and I did this, I did that, and then all of a sudden it's just SHOT Show, 100 videos about SHOT Show. It's like, shit.
Yeah, I used to like watching them, and then it just seems like you see the same shit over and over and over. Like you're saying, so many duplicate videos of the same shit, just different people standing there pointing at it. So I just keep scrolling. When I see them in a row, just keep scrolling. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. If the new Glock or the new Sig or the Smith & Wesson is that great, I'll eventually see it later in a check this shit out video because I got one. So.
Yeah, and then you got certain, then you got YouTubers like hijacking that shit and acting like they really are announcing something, and they're just recycling footage that is bullshit to get 1,000 views on a freaking video that's worthless. It's, to me, it's just sad. I don't get upset anymore. It's just sad. Hey, Tower Jockey, the Mini is for sale for $3,000 if you want it, as is.
I'm going to start putting opening the videos saying if you watch it through to the end, there'll be a link to a porn video. Maybe I get some views that way.
Yeah, just put a hot chick on the your introductory little picture or whatever. That's good clickbait. People will call you out on it, and it's like it don't matter. You clicked on it, didn't you?
Right. I got you. I'm gonna tell you right now,
because my most popular video is a hot redheaded chick sitting beside a solar panel, and that's my most popular video so far. And I had a lot of people bitch about it. They're like, "Oh, that was clickbait." That's like the title didn't say nothing about a hot chick. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if
Sex sells.
If the videos had all the hot chicks in it that you see in the thumbnails, I'd get in trouble for watching them. Especially like the ones that Horner Fixer puts up on his thumbnails.
Yeah, him, Ed, Mule Team.
Ed. Yeah, Ed.
Yeah. Ed, USFA, USAF. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done that shit. I've never ever freaking put any chicks on my thumbnails. But it don't bother me because like I'll see the thumbnail, then I'll see the title, and I'm like, fuck him, you know, or I'll be like laughing and watch it and everything. I mean, to me, it's all good. Like if you are watching YouTube videos for more than 4 or 5 videos and you don't understand what's going on, your fucking head's in the clouds. You know what I mean? So you can't get pissed off. Just, you know, take it for what it is. It's all good.
One good thing about a Hornet Fixer, though, he will flash those pictures that he thumbnails somewhere in that video.
Oh yeah,
might be in the intro, but he'll flash it on you, so you at least get to see it.
There's no false advertising. There's no false advertisement with him. He throws it out there.
Yeah.
Where TR, man, he'll throw some bitch with some big titties near a solar panel, and you won't. That chick's like 1,000 miles away. You ain't never seen that girl.
Hey, I do what I got to do.
Man's got to provide. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
I'm getting close to 1 million views for doing that bullshit. So
I need to start.
Yeah, I'm at like 940,000.
You're beyond me. I'm at like 750,000. It's 760,000 or some shit like that. But it's all good. I don't care.
Yeah, no, yeah, but then what's funny is the channel that I don't even give a shit about, the Pop's Cabinet Shop channel, has got way over 1 million views. And fucking haters they're standing in line behind one another trying to tell me how OSHA's gonna shut me down. And I'm like, because my shit's dusty and messy and I'm gonna trip over something and I'm missing fingers and I fucking cut wood wrong and all that shit. I'm like, keep watching, bitches. Keep watching. Fuck off, you know?
Oh, hate'll get you way more views and people liking you. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Here's how sad my channel is, gentlemen. I've had this channel since July 21st of 2006. I have my channel shows 58,813 views. I've had it for a decade, and I ain't even got 60,000 views yet.
It's all about content. You got to put videos up, whether they are worth a damn or not. You just keep doing it. I mean, that's what I do. I just keep plugging along. I was just like, yeah, make a video. I mean, I don't mean it like it's a job or anything. I just, I try to put up a couple of videos a week at least. I know some people try to put one up every day. I had never tried to do that, but sometimes I'll get into a little run and I'll do one every day or two. But for the most part, I just try to put up a couple of videos a week. And I'm sure I could get more views and crap like that if I did more. But it's not about, for me, it's not about trying to get subs. It's just trying to put out good content. And I know my videos are not really good content, but if I feel like it's a decent video, I'll put it up.
Yeah,
I work too many hours. I work too many fucking hours and stay gone too much to do anything.
Yeah, I hear you. The chats are your bag. I mean, that's cool. Yeah. I only do, if I do a video, it's because I want to do it. I'm having fun doing it, and half the time I don't even monetize the fucking video. But the money I make, I send it all right back out, man. I don't look at it as that way. But I'll tell you what. I mean, if there are people out there that work it hard and they're working it, for a check, and you can tell who those people are. I mean, and that's the ones you really got to be careful of, because you don't know they're, if it's like Gil was saying on the side there. I mean, those kind of people, they'll peddle anything for a fucking view. You got to watch that shit.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pops. If I do a video, and usually if I post a video, I mean, I can't say 100% of the time, but I'll review the video. I'll watch it, what I recorded. And if I think it's somewhat entertaining or useful, then I'll post it. But I've made many, many, many videos, and I'll watch the video and I'm like, that sucked. And I'll just delete it and won't even fucking post it. It's like, that's a shitty video.
Yeah, I got a folder full of them rejects myself. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I just go out and I try to have fun. The day that YouTube is not fun for me, that's when I'll quit. As long as it's fun for me, I don't care how many people watch. I don't care how many likes I get or comments. But as long as I'm having fun and I get a good response from people, I'll keep doing it.
It's just like a hobby that you turn into a job, and then it's no longer fun. To me, as long as it's a hobby, I'll keep cruising right along. The money is just like a little, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's not enough to turn it into a job. So for me, it's totally just about, having fun, hanging out with you guys and interacting with all the good folks out there. And I'll add this. To me, after doing it for 6 years now, you can go back. Like my wife will be like, oh, we went on this, because I got a bunch of private videos too. Oh, we did this, and this on this date. And I'm like, I'll go back to YouTube and I'm like, no, bullshit, that was the year before. Because you can see the video and it's like a chronological thing of your life, that's a really cool thing. I mean, it's priceless, because when you're dead and gone, it'll still be there, as long as YouTube's there or something's there. But anyway, I kind of look at that as a really, really big feature for me. Anyway.
And just to kind of give you guys a heads up on what type of videos sell on YouTube. I got 3 kids, all, I'm just going to say 6 to 9, and they're into video games, of course. And they watch this one YouTube channel all the time.
PewDiePie, right?
No, FGTV. It's FGTEEV. That's the channel name. Most annoying people I have ever heard in my life, and I cannot stand. It's like, no, you guys go to the other room and watch that shit. I can't stand it. These people have almost 3 million subscribers. They put up a video because this is the only time I've ever gone to their page. They put up a video 7 hours ago, and it's got almost 165,000 views. 2 days ago, almost 600,000 views. 6 days ago, 3,150,000 views. And it's literally a guy with his kid most of the time playing a video game and just screaming and yelling and acting like idiots.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my God, it makes my damn head hurt. I literally can't stand it. But more people are interested in video games than their freedom, their rights, and it's where we're headed to.
Here's the thing. It's what's crazy is like, I enjoy playing video games. I do.
So do I.
It's these people that make money, and like, what really is the idea of sitting there, because there's another website called Twitch. Probably none of you are aware of this, but it's literally just people that sit in front of a camera and they live broadcast the game. You can see the game they're playing, and then you can see their faces. And it's just them playing video games and talking back and forth with the chat. And people give them money. There are people that make a living and make a good living doing this. It's fucking crazy. Number one, that people give them money. Number two, that someone can be okay. I would just feel like a useless. I just like, you are a cancer on society. You think that you should get paid to sit there and play video games? I don't get it. And I'm probably the youngest person in this chat, and I don't fucking get it, man. I enjoy video games. I played fucking like 3 hours of video games last night.
Mm-hmm. I played 3 hours of games before I came here.
I got into a big back and forth piss fucking session with a guy when I told him, I was like, gaming is probably the biggest waste of fucking time in your life. You're sitting in front of a freaking console. You're spaced out. You're doing some shit that's unproductive. You could be out doing shit, real shit instead of. And I really struck a nerve, with this person. And the way I look at it is, if you like to game, that's a hobby. That's a thing you like to do. But he got so bent out of shape that I thought the guy was going to fucking get in the car and come fucking kill me or something. It's one of those people that I had to finally, block and delete and all that shit. But it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. Like, I could, one of my hobbies could be fucking doing some, metal detecting. You'd be like, oh, you're fucking walking all over the planet for hours. That's a waste of fucking time. It's everybody's opinion on what their time is worth, right? And if you're going to do something as a hobby, you don't have to defend that to nobody. That's your hobby. That's what you want to do. Fuck everybody else and what they think, So, I probably stepped over the line a little bit with this piece of shit, but, it's kind of probably the way you put it. But anyway, I don't game, but I do some other shit that wastes my time that's probably worthless to other people.
But that's the thing, though, is like everyone, you can't be at 100% all the time. Everyone needs something that you can just check out and fucking do every once in a while. Like for me, I like to play video games once in a while. I thoroughly like fishing. I like going to the fucking range. I think it's healthy to have a wide spread of interests and not just be stuck into one thing. I mean, that's what it is. It's time wasting. Some have.
Yeah, it's just how you want to spend your time.
I mean, maybe
I won't ever break anyone's balls that hard again. But I guess once I got in freaking fist deep, I had to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So
right. But if you actually think about it, and this is for any of us here on this, I mean, I play video games. I've wasted more time of my life playing fucking Call of Duty than probably the most anybody else would. But then you look back at it and it's like, what the hell? What else would I have been doing? Watching TV? Because it's always late at night. But we all do it. It's kind of like right now. What really are we doing? This is our hobby. This is what we enjoy doing, getting together, having a good conversation. And it teaches its own. I mean, it really is. So, yeah, you got in fist deep and had to finish your fight. Everybody understands that. But yeah, I mean, we all have our own. This is what I do.
I take it back. I take it back. I got addicted to online pool. Y'all ever play that shit?
Yes, on Yahoo.
It's like a pool. This was years ago. It was like a pool table, and you could play other people online, and you had to line up your pool cue and all that shit. And then, like, if you won, you got to play again and play again and play again. And there was a room full of people. I would spend a freaking hour doing that shit, and then I was, realized I wasn't getting any better, and I just kind of quit overnight. But man, for like 3 or 4 or 5 months there, I couldn't quit. I was playing freaking pool online. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the video games and online games, that's why you see me on so many chats now, because this is my new hobby, is talking to people.
The only game I guess I could say that I've ever enjoyed playing and was borderline addicted to was online poker, Texas Hold'em. I got hooked on that for a while, and I finally just had to put it down. I'm like, God damn, this is. I mean, I wasn't spending real money; it was all fake, But I could sit there either on my computer or on my phone for fucking hours playing goddamn poker, and I'd be cussing the goddamn cards like as if I was losing money at the casino. I'm like, this is stupid. I got to quit doing this.
I'm calling bullshit, Johnny. I think you were a Farmville player when it came out on Facebook.
No, I didn't even know there was a Farmville such a game until Dish said she plays Farmville. So I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah,
the poker thing is awesome. Go ahead, TR. Sorry about it.
No, I was just going to say I was into the online Hold'em poker for probably for a few years, but it was because I worked second shift, so I'd come home, my wife would, gone to bed, and for 2 or 3 hours, I would just sit and play poker online every night, almost. And but that was before I even had a YouTube channel. It was just something I did. And of course, I played real games too, but I of course lost more than I ever won.
Yeah. YouTube has become my video game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you get to interact with real people, and it don't cost you nothing. It's
right.
Cool. I did a little poker probably for a couple months too, but I didn't play with real money. And the first damn time I ever played a real game after that, it's a $100 table. The guys used to do a Friday night thing, and I'd roll in there twice a year. I think playing online made me a worse poker player in reality, because you're not in front of real people.
Yep.
And you might learn the cards and the different things about that, but you're not playing poker. You're sort of pretend playing poker with the computer. I don't know. And playing poker in person is totally different. So
to me, real poker, you're not playing the cards, you're playing the person. You got to learn their tails, their face expressions.
Yeah.
It's yes, the cards have to fall in place at one time or another. But I have in real poker games, back when I used to play real poker every Saturday night, I've had some of the shittiest fucking hands known to man and still won because I could outplay those people. Watch it. I knew their tails because it was like what it was a bar league, you know, kind of like darts or
Yeah.
pool. You play the same fucking people over and over and over and over. You learn them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you. The game,
Yeah.
the video game shit will fuck you up.
Yeah. We have a group of about 10 guys, and they get together a lot more often than I join them. But the problem is they don't play a set game. They play like a dealer calls the game thing. So you have to know like 6 different games, and they just bedazzle me with bullshit to where I can't keep up. And I might as well just hand them $100 and get fucking hammered and call a cab.
So I'm just here to give you the $100, have a few beers, and smoke a cigar, guys. I'll sit over here.
Oh, there's been many times I've been to a poker game and I just, finally lose all my money and whatever and walk off and like, enjoy the money, guys. I gotta go. It's like shit. Got my ass handed to me. But I've won a few games, but yeah, the games we played, most of the ones I played, it was like a $50 buy-in or maybe a $60. But you play for hours as long as you was conservative with how you played. And, you win a few, you lose most. The one I was most proud of, I got down to 1 chip. I had 1 chip. And I ended up turning it around and won the whole damn good thing. But, like I said, I lost more than I ever won. So, that's just, if you play poker or any kind of gambling, that's just money you could just set on fire and throw in the yard and watch it burn and say, okay, I could spend that.
Yeah, I had a friend whose uncle was older, and he was an airline pilot, and he used to fly private planes. And a lot of them, they were these little junkets into Vegas, gambling little charters. And as a joke, he would tell when they were landing, he would come on the intercom. And he's like, "Yeah, good luck. If you want a sure bet, when you get off the plane, walk directly into the prop." It's kind of fucking morbid, but
Yeah, I mean, if you gamble, I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, if you're not willing to set it on fire and watch it burn, don't freaking bet it. That's just play money.
Yeah, that's why. That's why when I played in the little bar league, it was either a $20 or a $40 buy-in. It was never big money. You know what I mean? Hell, I was going to drink that up in like 6 beers any fucking way.
Yeah.
So, and actually, sitting at the poker table kept me from drinking that much because you couldn't have your beers on the poker table, and you're in a bar, so you can't put shit on the floor because it'll get knocked over. So, in between on the breaks, we'd go get us a beer and kill it. But if I was just sitting there like playing in a home game, I'd have a beer in my fucking hand the whole time, which probably would have crippled the poker playing too. But I enjoyed it. It gave me something to do and kept me out of trouble.
Yeah, that's the way we always played it. You do a $20 or $30 buy-in, but yet you get $100 worth of chips. Like, you get your 5s, 10s, 20s, and everybody gets the exact same. And then at the end, because nobody wants to play with $20 worth of chips. You got to make it a little bigger for what you pay in.
Oh, definitely.
The friendly games, at least.
Yeah. This little bar league. It was in Virginia, so gambling, true gambling, is illegal. So we did the bar league poker tournament shit. You had a $20 or $40 buy-in. You got your little stack of chips. Everybody had the same. At the end of the night, whoever won, because we're in a league, you got so many points. And at the end of the league season, which was how many ever weeks, I forget now, you had points toward a prize. So there was never no cash given to nobody. You either got a voucher for say a $50 or $100 bar tab or some kind of like gift card for one of the local whatever's food places or something they would pick up or something. It was never nothing big, but I just enjoyed playing the poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times I played, you get down to 2 people, and if the game really took a long time to get down to 2 people, we would just say, hey, you want to just split it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even play it to the end. We'll just split it. You take home $100 or $200 or whatever it was. But like I said, I lost more money than I ever won, so it didn't really matter.
The only one I was ever in, I worked night shift. I started at 8 o'clock in the morning, or 8 o'clock at night, got off at 6 o'clock in the morning, had to be to the place where we were starting at 9 in the morning. So I got there. I don't remember what the buy-in, I don't remember what anything was, but at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I found myself at the final table, and it was me versus one other guy. And the pot was like $800, which in Pennsylvania, well, yeah, it's pretty much illegal. But anyway, it was us, and we're sitting there, and we get our cards. Guy throws down the first 3. Bam, bam, bam. I'm looking. I make my bet because I hit a king high flush on the first 3. Bam. So I make my bet. I did it pretty small. I was just like, yeah, let's see if we can string somebody along. So I made it small. And before the other dude made a bet, the dumbass threw the next card down because he was drunk as shit. The guy that happened to become the dealer, drunk as shit, threw the card down. I'm like, fuck. And the guy, he's like, I'm all in. And I'm like, I'm all in. And after we all went all in, it was like, wait a minute, no, he threw that card down before we actually made our bets. So we actually, because it was an all day thing. I mean, we started at 9 in the morning. It had to have been 4:30, 4 o'clock. And I was like, no, there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of people. I was like, no, I was like, we either completely wipe this done and we take all of our own chips back and we start over, or we'll split it. I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And I would have ended up, if I would have let it ride, I would end up winning, and I would have got the $800 free and clear. But we ended up splitting it, which was, we had to give something back to the house. So it was, but it ended up still like $300. But that was the first one that I was ever in, and went the whole way to the end, and some drunk ass fucked it up for me. Man, was I pissed.
Yeah, he didn't even get a chance to let the guy call the bet or nothing, huh?
No, he as soon as I said, whatever it was, $200, just that, I don't want to call it a limp bet. I mean, it was something, if you're going to stay, you're going to play a little bit. And obviously he probably had, I don't remember what it was, but he probably had face card, at least a nice face card with a run or something. But that pissed me off because it was like, I threw down my bet and he didn't have a chance to call it, fold, nothing. The next card came down and he looked at it and he's like, call. And I'm like, no, because just what if that hit him for, I mean, the chances were slim, but I was still like, no. And I called the bullshit, and the guy that it was his house that was running it, he came over and I was like, look, this is what my feeling is on it. We either scrap it and start over, but I'm good with just going home because I'm damn tired. And if I wouldn't have said anything, I would have won. Shit.
Well, bird in the hand's better than 2 in the bush.
Yeah. Oh shit. Because I think it was like a $50 or $80 buy-in, and I walked out with 300 some odd bucks. I was okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best I've ever done. I mean, any of the games that I ever played, It was just, you know, $50 buy-in, you win $200 or $300, you know. That was it. You either lost 50 or you won a couple of hundred.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, and you're there all night, hours, like you said. That's cheap entertainment.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if I win or lose.
Yeah, Pops is gonna jet.
I can go to
Never mind, he just did.
I can go to Applebee's and spend $50. You know?
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
And
that's
And a lot of times they would the ones I went to, you paid an extra $5 or $10, you know, like I said, $50 or $60, you know, and 10 of it or whatever went toward food, and they'd order pizza or shit, they'd provide beer or whatever, you know. So I mean, it was like you go in and pay $60 and you drink, you eat, you play cards for you know, hours. Play without winning anything. Who gives a shit?
This is how heavy I got into playing Texas Hold'em poker there for a while. I have a chip set. Comes in this metal case, this hard case, and they are casino quality metal lined clay chips that I paid $300 for this set of chips, because I was playing in the poker league and I was playing in house games. You know, I mean, I was doing some. I was about to go stupid. You know, I mean, yeah, I was on the verge of, like, you know, gambling anonymous type stupidity, and I still got the chips and enjoy playing with them. You know, a little friendly game, but I quit. I quit going because I was finding these games where the buy-ins was higher and higher and higher. You know, now granted, the outcome would have been better if I'd have won them, but and I realized what was about. You know, it'd be just like going to the fucking casino all the time. You're not going to win. You know, you're just not. The odds are against you winning enough to make it viable.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I got to quit this shit before I lose my ass.
Johnny, do you have your pen close? Pen and paper?
Yeah.
1-800-522-4700. That is the National Gambling Addiction Hotline. Give them a call.
No, I'm good. It's been years since I've played poker because I had to quit because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
What's the hotline for addiction to pussy?
I don't want to go to that pussy. I don't want to go to Pussy's Anonymous. I'll live with that addiction.
You gotta go.
Well, I was just curious in case anybody out there wanted to know, because I'm with you, Johnny.
Gotta look it up. Sex addiction. Sex.
I'm like Trump. I just like grab him by the pussy.
And the trick is to find the ones that want you to do it. Right.
And quite frankly, let's all be honest. There's quite a few of them out there that enjoy it. They don't get mad about it.
All right.
Well, that one that everybody got so fucking upset about Trump saying, "Oh, you just grab him by the pussy." Right after he said that, minutes later, she jumped in the couch in between Trump and the guy he was talking to. I forget now.
Another Bush.
Flirting like a son of a bitch to both of them.
Oh, yeah.
So she was not offended. And I don't even know if he actually grabbed her. It was talking about it.
No, he didn't grab her.
No, he didn't grab her. He was just talking about it. And next thing you know, she jumps on the couch in between them and fucking starts, shaking her ass and flirting with them. And everybody wanted to make a big fucking deal about it. It's like...
Well, he's right. I mean, there are a lot of money chasers out there, and if you're a billionaire, how many women that are going to be chasing after you do you really think won't allow you to grab them by the pussy? So totally different than Joe Bob, me, going into the grocery store and walking up to some woman and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Grab her by the pussy. That's not going to fucking happen. But if I was a billionaire and I'm throwing a party and all these bimbos wearing these little string bikinis with this big, of course they're there to let me grab them by the pussy. That's why they showed up.
They walk up to you, you know, fucking protruding that thing at you. Here, grab this. Here's my ass. What do you think about my ass?
This,
You wanna
That's what the fuck they're doing.
Take me shopping.
If you're addicted to sex, most sex addicts are short-sighted and have no idea the kinds of risks they're taking. The consistency, the feel of their life is out of control, and they're dealing with this pain. The addicts may even resort to various other addictions, such as eating disorders. Blah 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 blah. Who the hell cares? But if you have a sex addiction problem, there's a number you can call, and I swear to God, it's out there. 888-766-3409. If you are a sex addict, I mean, do they hook you up with other sex addicts? I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Right?
It's like an AA meeting. You know, a bunch of alcoholics or abusers get together, get a bunch of sex addicts together. I thought they always called that an orgy.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, that's called an orgy. But this chat is,
you know, I mean, because it's like sex. For those that don't know, I know the guys know. I'm just going to go ahead and call it out. A sex addict is a man. Period. That's pretty much all it is. And if it's a woman, you know, sometimes we want to call them sluts and stuff like that, but I don't agree with that. I don't think a sex addict woman is a slut. I just think she knows what she wants. And I am actually happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll meet one day.
Right.
God bless her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, guys and girls, it's not quite been 2 hours, but I got to go to bed here soon.
I don't blame you.
Got a real damn job.
Yeah, TR got to work in the morning.
He's gonna call it.
Yeah.
He's gonna call it sex addict's number.
Yeah, I gotta go call that up. It's a wonder it wasn't a 1-900 number.
Right.
Anyway, I'll let you guys do an outro if you'd like to. I'll go ahead and do my outro. Oh my God, I didn't think January 20th was going to get here quick enough. I am so happy that Trump's in power now. I hate to be a blind faith putting my whatever toward Trump, but compared to what we've had for 8 years, compared to what we would have had with Hillary, I don't see how anybody in their sane fucking mind could be protesting Trump, but that's just my opinion. And with that, I'll let Blue do an outro if he'd like to.
Oh no! All I gotta say is, dear sweet baby Jesus, 8 pounds 6 ounce baby Jesus. I thank you for bringing us this day finally. No, but yeah. On a serious note, Trump has stuck to his guns the entire time. From day one, he said this is what he wants to do. He's never once really faltered on where his vision was to what his speech was today. TR, before you go to bed, if you get the chance, watch the 12-minute inauguration speech. It's impactful. I really hope that he sticks to it. He keeps going with draining the swamp, getting rid of all this other bullshit, and giving the power literally back to the people. So It's what we can hope for. Only time will tell. I mean, you know, he has now been president, I think, for 12 hours and 20 minutes. And I can't believe that the wall's not built yet, which on my Facebook feed, that type of shit blowing up pisses me off. You know, oh my God, Trump's been president. You know, shut the fuck up. He's got 8 years plus however many decades of shit to clean up. It's not going to be done overnight. Just chill out. Let's see what happens. And hopefully, you know, he sticks by his guns and his words, and we do, as Americans, we make this great again. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for the invite.
Johnny, would you like to say anything? And I just want to apologize. Johnny was having problems on his channel, and we shifted over to my channel. So I kind of feel bad that I hijacked his chat, but you know, it made it work. So
no,
you know.
it wasn't a hijacking. I appreciate you doing it, or we wouldn't have got to do it because I just couldn't get it to going. So, and other than that, appreciate everybody joining us as usual. Great to see y'all. And 2 weeks, once again, every 2 weeks, be back on my channel for another conundrum. Hopefully my YouTube will work then. And other than that, peace, love, and chicken grease.
Misfit, you want to say anything, man?
Yep, just thanks for the invite. Good seeing everybody. Hope everyone stays safe this weekend. Have a good one.
Thanks for jumping in, dude. I appreciate it. The more panel members, the better. It's been a great day. I missed a lot of it. Like I said, I had to work. But we've turned over a new leaf in America, and just be optimistic and see how this goes. And just remember, and I know it's early to be saying this shit, but these snowflakes and these little buttercups are going to go out in force in 2 years and try to get all the Democrats they can in power, as far as senators and, you know, representatives and stuff like that. So we have to stay vigilant and keep to our game plan. And especially in 4 years, we'll have to come out in force. We just barely won this one. Next time we're gonna have to come out in force. You know, get in touch with your friends, smack them on the ass, whatever the fuck you got to do, and make sure we continue this course. So don't ease back and think, hey, everything's great now. No, this is an ongoing battle, and we have to continue on with it. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I got to get some sleep. Go to work tomorrow. So later, everybody.
Peace.